Hi, welcome. Today I will be reacting to the new Path of Exile leak announcement for Path of Exile, called the Lake of Kalandra, so I'm really interested into it because I've been a fan of Path of Exile for like 3 years now. So it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of league this will be. Now they're showing Remembering ExileCon 2019. So some people are now thinking they might show some more POE 2 stuff or maybe something about their mobile game. But I'm really excited, so well, let's see what they have in store for us.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Alright, here we go. Hope you're ready.
Hi, I'm Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. Thanks for joining us today as we reveal Path of Exile's next expansion, Lake of Kalandra, which launches on PC and Mac on August 19th, and on Xbox and PlayStation on August
next
24th.
week.
Twitch drops are enabled for today's live stream, so make sure you
I think
follow
these
the
wings look
instructions below to
amazing.
link your account and earn your Wrangler wings.
So I hope you got them.
Here's what you can expect from today's live stream. First, we'll debut the trailer for the Lake of Kalandra expansion,
Alright.
and then dive into its challenge league. We'll discuss the further improvements we're making to Path of Exile's endgame in this release. There's a slew of new unique items for us to cover, and also a broad power boost to many different uniques. We've got a selection of new skills.
I'm really excited about this.
We're excited to unveil our plans for revamping 3 past
They've
leagues.
teased a bit about uniques and some
Then we'll cover
divination
more
cards,
details
and they
about
look
game
really
balance
good.
before revealing this league's new supporter packs and what's going to happen in the lead up to launch next week.
Which
Our
3
live stream
past
ends
leagues do
with
you
a
guys
Q&A
think they will
session hosted by
revamp,
Ziggy D,
or
where you can
thought
ask me
they
your
would
questions
revamp
in the
before
chat.
watching this?
Then we'll
Let
post
me know in the
full patch
comments.
notes for you to check out. But before we show you the trailer for Lake of Kalandra, I wanted to talk to you about ExileCon. Back in 2019, we were ready to announce Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile Mobile, and we wanted to do it with a bang. We
Pause,
filled a
champ?
venue with thousands of Path of Exile fans from around the world and ran our first ExileCon convention. It was an amazing experience, full of fans interacting with developers, and everyone who attended can vouch for the amazing energy at the event. Announcing Path of Exile 2 on that stage was one of the highlights of my life. Since then, we've been hard at work on Path of Exile 2. Now that we're getting close
That must
to
have felt
release,
great
we
for
will
Chris.
finally be ready to announce the date that the closed beta starts at ExileCon 2023.
Ooh,
We're
wow.
holding ExileCon 2023 in Auckland,
It's in a
New
year.
Zealand, on the weekend of the 29th and 30th of July 2023. In addition to the beta start date, we'll also be announcing everything there is to know about new game systems, character classes,
Alright,
items, and so on.
it might be
Attendees will be able to play Path of
POE
Exile 2
2
and Path of Exile Mobile, see all the presentations
2024
live, meet our
somewhere,
development team, hang out with
maybe.
their favorite streamers, and much more. The first wave of tickets will go on sale in 2 weeks. We'll make a news post tomorrow.
Well, if
with
you guys want to
information
go
so
to
you
the
have time to
ExileCon,
determine if
well,
you're able to attend
now you
before
know,
the
in
tickets
2
go on
weeks,
sale.
they will be
We're so
available.
excited to finally talk about what we've been working on, and to let some of you experience the next generation of action RPGs. In the meantime, we have a strong lineup of Path of Exile 1 expansions underway, and today we're proud to unveil Path of Exile Lake of Kalandra, which launches next week.
Oh, alright, now we get to it. Now it's gonna come. Get ready.
Exile.
Alright, it's the
You
lake
have wandered far to arrive
with
at the
Kalandra,
shores
or
of
to
my
come.
lake. A hidden realm I have overseen for longer than time itself.
Okay, this looks cool. Okay,
These waters harbor deadly secrets.
alright, it's Breach.
Rayclast is
Oh,
reflected
mirror
here.
tablet, reflection of
Reassemble it as you see
defeat
fit.
mutant warbands, defeat packs of piety. Oh, okay.
Distorts reality. Beware the image that strikes back.
This looks so cool. Memories. Alright, we got 4 new gems. That's gonna be exciting. 14 new uniques! That was about time, man. Trickster has been in the gutter for a while. Alright, Harvester. Beyond.
The lake calls to you, exile.
Alright.
Will you endure?
That was pretty sick, not gonna lie. Alright, now let's get into the details. I want the details.
In the Kalandra Challenge League, you will travel to the
there
mirrored
we
lake
go.
that granted Kalandra her powers of reflection. We want you to experience the story for yourself, so I'll avoid spoiling the details here.
Oh,
When
okay,
you
well.
get to explore the league
You
next
already know
week,
one.
you'll find out more about Kalandra and her motivations. Your experience with Kalandra so far is probably of her coveted mirror, which duplicates items by reflecting them. The lake itself has the power to reflect entire encounters from elsewhere in Rayclust. As you explore the lake, these reflections emerge from its mirrored surface.
That's pretty sick.
Sometimes these reflections are
The animation
encountered with
looks so
hordes of
cool.
monsters,
This is definitely some
and
POE
sometimes
2
you'll encounter
tech.
extremely powerful foes, reflected from elsewhere in Rayclust.
Okay, well, I can't wait to fight Cirrus in here.
Often, reflections involve league content, such as this encounter with a Harbinger boss.
With all those
As you play
shards.
through the league, you'll occasionally encounter a set
Wait,
of columns
the
protruding
MTI
from
looks so
ground, with a
cool.
mirrored tablet on top.
What?
This tablet invites you to construct a custom set of encounters at the Lake of Kalandra, offering a series of different reflections to place in
Oh.
whatever layout you wish.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Each of these reflections represents an encounter that you must defeat when you next travel to the lake. Once you have assigned a reflection to every location on your mirror tablet, which will take a few areas, you can open a portal to the Lake of Kalandra itself.
Alright. So it's gonna be 4 or 5 maps to then go into like a very
There you will get
juicy
to experience these
area.
reflections of Rayclust as Kalandra manifests each encounter you have chosen. But as you push farther out onto the lake-shrouded waters, you will find each encounter to be more difficult, but more rewarding. This difficulty
44,
value counts
5,
up by 1 for
6,
each location away
7.
from the entrance the encounter is.
I assume it's something like levels. Not sure though.
Players wanting the best rewards will try to engineer tablets that have long, windy strings of encounters, reaching very high difficulty values.
Oh,
per
like
year.
that. Okay, that makes sense.
To do
That's
this,
pretty
There
cool.
are occasional options that can be chosen which allow you to move and swap the entrance, reflections, and water tiles on the tablet.
You know that little
Additionally, as
memory
you
game where you
progress
have to
through
like
the
not
lake,
memory
you'll be
game
able
but
to
like
unlock
where you have to
special
like change
abilities that let you manipulate the
the
options you have
tiles with like the
available on each
numbers.
tablet.
That's
If you
literally
don't
this
like any of the
league.
choices available to you, you can earn the ability to skip picking one entirely.
Okay.
The next ability is even stronger. It lets you re-roll the list of options so that you can immediately pick another one.
Yeah, that's pretty
Finally,
cool.
you can earn the ability to
Already some
exile a
quality
choice
life.
entirely. For the rest of this tablet, that choice will no longer appear. Once you reach maps, you'll be able to itemize your mirrored tablets so that they don't have to be played immediately.
Of
They can
course
be
you
stored for later
can.
or traded with other players.
Of course you can.
As
I
you
can't
visit
wait
the Lake of Kalandra
to buy the
attempt your
1
mirrored
Exile
tablets, there are
tablet.
many types of rewards you can find. An encounter that is based on a past league implicitly grants the rewards from that league, but with extra juice so that you're not missing out on bonuses you'd have obtained if your Atlas tree applied to the lake.
Oh, that
Other
is
encounters that aren't
actually
based on past leagues
really good.
generally yield a reward chest that rises out of the lake when you complete the encounter.
Oh, I see the chest.
Certain reflections grant you access to a new variation on rare items, exclusive to the Kalandra Challenge League. When you complete the encounter, you'll get access to some reflecting mist,
what
which
the-
presents you with a difficult choice.
Generate
It
emerald-
generates a rare ring or
Okay.
amulet with an unusual set of mods. Some are very high, and some are very negative, which hurt your character.
Oh yeah, I see. Minus
The
51
item is then
to
duplicated with a
minus
reflective
7 to
copy having
lightning
inverse
resist.
mods.
Mhm.
Negative ones are now positive.
Okay,
and
I
vice
see. Wait,
versa.
that's could be super fucking OP.
The amount that all of these mods are scaled up by is
What?
based on the difficulty of the encounter you just completed. You may only pick one of these items to keep. It'll often be a tough choice, with each item having its own strong pros and cons. But sometimes, you'll be offered an item where the negative mods aren't downsides for your build, and the juiced up positive mods are very attractive.
I mean,
There are
probably.
also some special new jewelry base types that you can rarely receive
Very
from
juicy.
this process. One rare and difficult encounter rewards you with an advanced version of this crafting process. It allows you to bring your own ring or amulet, distorting and
Of
reflecting it with the
course.
same process
Alright. I
described
can't wait to
before.
destroy my items.
The mods are scaled up in value and some are randomly negated.
Oof.
The reflected copy has the inverse set of negations. It will certainly be tempting to gamble with some of your best jewelry to try to double the values that really matter for your build and negate the ones you don't care about.
That is sick. That's actually sick.
If you're very lucky, you may find a special League-exclusive unique ring at the lake. Kalandra's touch mirrors the effect of your other ring.
Whoa. Alright.
The Kalandra Challenge League has something for everyone. It's an out-of-area combat league where you build your own sequences of encounters. It lets you fully dictate your desired level of risk and reward and fully customize what content you play. It features a powerful crafting system, valuable rewards, and offers a glimpse into the lore of one
A
of Path of
very
Exile's most
powerful
iconic
crafting
characters.
system.
We can't
I
wait
suck
to
at
play it with you
crafting, and
next week.
I can see the value in that. Alright, let's see the endgame
In every
improvements now.
expansion leading up to Path of Exile 2's release, we'll be improving Path of Exile's endgame with new content to explore and new ways to customize your endgame experience.
The memories look pretty
In the
cool.
Lake of Kalandra expansion, we're introducing Atlas Memories. They aren't a League feature, they're part of the core game, affecting
Alright.
standard and persisting once the Kalandra League has ended.
Okay.
In maps, you'll very rarely find a memory item, which represents a set of memories that
Nico's
an NPC
memory
has
of
about
the
their
demonic
past.
onslaught.
Something special happened to them while exploring maps, and you're able to experience those events for yourself.
Oh, that's pretty
Let's have a
fun.
look at a couple of examples.
Oh,
In
what's
this Atlas
that?
memory, Kirik
What?
tells you about the time that he stumbled across a staging ground for a Harbinger invasion of
What?
Rayquest.
That looks so
Each
cool.
successive map you play in the sequence has more and more Harbinger portals and invaders that you must deal with. This is a memory of Nico's, where he entered a sequence of maps that were entirely consumed by permanent breaches, like a
Oh.
Breach Lord's domain. He survived to talk about it, but will you?
Okay, that is so sick.
Right-click a memory and apply it to a completed map on your atlas. It'll mark out a series of adjacent maps that the atlas memory will span. When you next talk to the relevant NPC in your hideout, they'll tell you about their recollections and will allow you to
Okay.
start exploring the memory.
Okay.
Each map in the sequence is provided for free by the NPC, and you'll be able to roll it like usual before running it.
Okay, that's nice.
Because these maps are memories of the NPC, they are not affected by your atlas tree. However, the
Oh, that's
content
kinda
is generally
sad.
as difficult and rewarding as a fully
Well,
specialized atlas tree would cause it to
Indeed,
be.
if it's rewarding, it's gonna be super sick.
Each successive map in the sequence gets harder and more rewarding as the memories intensify. While memories are tradable, they're also very rare and valuable, so you'll probably want to complete them yourself if you can. For players
probably
who
gonna
want
be
more,
like a memory
Atlas
thing in the
memories help
Atlas
expand on
passive.
the backstory of key NPCs. For players wanting to try out different League mechanics at quite high levels of juice that they haven't specialized their Atlas for, memories let them do this without a bunch of respecking. And for everyone else, Atlas memories are a great way to earn some valuable items, if you're strong enough to complete them.
Wow, look at all those valuable items.
The Lake
You
of
see all those
Kalandra expansion
rares
also contains
that are
a
worth
new
like
unique
one
map
elk?
that I'm quite excited about. The
Ooh.
Trial Master is back. This boss from Ultimatum, and more importantly, the unique items he drops, have been sorely missed and will be making a return as the Tower of Ordeal's unique map in Lake of Kalandra.
Okay, that's pretty
This
fucking
map can be
sick.
created by completing difficult endgame Val content. We have not forgotten about the rest of Ultimatum and have a specific plan for how it will return in the future.
Okay, that's nice. A lot of people liked Ultimatum.
Whenever we're improving Path of Exile's endgame, we take every opportunity we can to add new variations of rewards that you can find. We don't want to say too much about how these are acquired, but in this expansion it's possible to very rarely
what?
find special foil versions of any pinnacle boss unique item.
Okay.
These have the same stats as regular ones, but are certain to be highly prized by collectors or wealthy players wanting to show off.
So it's the
Lake
same,
of
but just
Kalandra expansion contains 14 new unique items.
cooler.
In addition to the Kalandra's
Okay,
Touch
the
ring
new
that
unique
is
items,
exclusive
finally.
to the Kalandra Challenge League, we have introduced a new endgame pinnacle boss reward, a supporter unique, the Tower of Ordeal's unique map, 6 new Grand Spectrum jewels, and even some leveling uniques. The first we're showing you today is Soul
Soul
Ascension, a
Ascension.
pair of gloves designed by Zizaran. They drop
Oh,
from
these
the
are
Uber
Ziz.
Uber Elder. Soul
Yeah,
Eater
once
is a
was
very
like
powerful buff, but it is
100
usually
unit
hard to
maybe.
obtain in boss
No,
fights.
once every second.
This unique grants you the ability to gain stacks of Soul Eater when you hit a unique enemy, but also makes you lose those stacks if you aren't near one.
1C.
Ghost Ride is a leveling unique which allows you to play as an almost pure energy
Dude,
shield character.
That
during
looks
early parts
so
of the campaign.
cool.
We'll reveal the other new unique items in this expansion over the next week.
That is so sick.
Path of Exile has a lot
Aw.
of unique items in its core drop pool. Over 700.
I want to see
in fact.
more.
We feel that there are two big problems with unique items at the moment. The first is that
For
you
sure.
find too many, and the second is that they are generally pretty useless when you do. Sure, there are some powerful endgame or
Very
build-enabling
useless.
uniques that feel amazing to find, but the majority of unique items found throughout the game are rarely actually useful to you. In the Lake of Kalandra expansion, we have made a lot of changes here. We have reduced the overall drop rate of uniques throughout the game and have rebalanced and overhauled over 100 existing unique items, with an emphasis
Yeah,
on
the ones
uniques
I
in the
showed
core
already
drop pool,
on Twitter
including leveling
were
uniques and
amazing.
some endgame uniques. You're going to find unique items less frequently now, but when you do, they're going to be a lot more punchy. Nectar's Lantern has been completely changed from the ground up. Previously, it was trying to allow you to
skill
play a
damage,
hybrid attacker and
Fire
spellcaster,
damage.
but it didn't really work
Battle
very well.
Mage. Oh wow.
With the new design, it's a lot more elegant and delivers on this goal by simply granting high damage and the Battle Mage effect, so that your weapon damage is added to your spells.
That's cool.
Thousand Ribbons is an
Okay,
example
that's
of an
way too
item
much
where we
things,
merely needed
stuff to
tweak
read.
values on the existing
Pause the
models to
video
make
if you
it
want
a
to read
lot better.
stuff.
We want mod value rolls to matter more, and this item now showcases that well.
More lightning. That's a nice
If you
thing
find
though
a
that they
high
give
roll
more
mod early on, You're
resistances.
probably not replacing it for a long time.
And just more damage, I guess. Yeah, it was just literally
Malachai's Simula
up the
was trying to
values.
deliver the Blood Mage fantasy by allowing you to spend life to cast your spells. This was meant to be special because the Blood Magic Keystone was far away from the Witch starting location on the skill tree. Unfortunately, this item wasn't really powerful enough to justify its use. It has now been overhauled, and alongside Blood Magic, it grants a powerful multiplicative damage boost.
Alright. I don't think I've ever seen
With
that
over 100
unique.
uniques rebalanced in this way, your play experience is now punctuated by quite large bursts of power when you find one. We'll continue to examine the power level and rarity of more unique items in subsequent expansions. The Lake of
Alright.
Kalandra expansion
Let's take a look at the new
includes 3 skill
skills.
gems and 1 new support gem. Alchemist's Mark is a new mark skill. Igniting or
Okay.
poisoning the marked target creates burning or caustic ground underneath them, based on the damage of the strongest ignite or poison on the enemy. The damage of
Okay.
the ground effects also scales with Curse and Mark effect, providing a non-standard way to scale your build's damage. Hitting the marked target also refills some of your flask charges. This new skill opens up an extra source of damage for Ignite or Poison-focused characters, especially for
that's
Ignite
pretty
builds that
sick.
want an alternative to Flame Surge, or Poison builds that cause fewer, higher damage poisons. This high-level build uses Flame Blast, with 100% of the damage converted to Chaos, to inflict huge poisons on enemies. When Alchemist's Mark is cast on an enemy first, that enemy drops Caustic Ground when it's poisoned, scaled by those big Flame Blast poison hits, melting everything into a puddle.
Alright, not bad.
Galvanic Field is a new shock-themed spell. When used, you gain a buff, granting a small bonus chance to shock. When you next shock an enemy, the buff is consumed and the enemy becomes energized, repeatedly zapping themselves and nearby targets. a
Oh,
lot
that's
like
pretty
ball
nice.
lightning.
I mean, the effect looks really
If the
nice.
energized enemy dies, then the energy sits at their location and continues to zap things. Galvanic Field's area of effect and zap damage scale with the strength of the shock on the target. While
Okay.
Galvanic Field is great for any build that shocks, you can even fully build around it, and use a skill with increased shock effectiveness like Arc to shock enemies and kill them with a ball of death.
I really like the effect. Ooh,
Lightning
lightning
Conduit is
combo.
another new shock-themed spell. A wave propagates out from the target location, causing lightning bolts to strike all shocked enemies in a large area.
Looks kind of cool.
The damage is scaled by the strength of the shock on each enemy. Lightning Conduit cannot itself shock and won't hit non-shocked enemies at all, so the challenge with this skill is to find a way to consistently apply powerful shocks to your targets to make the most of Lightning
Alright,
Conduit's high damage
okay.
potential and area of effect.
So it's a
This
2-button.
high-level build uses Wave of
gem.
Conviction to shock enemies, before casting Lightning Conduit until they're obliterated.
That's what I was thinking about, just
For
Wave
longer
of
fights, it
Conviction.
can employ Galvanic Field to create a constant source of lightning damage. Last but not least, Overcharge Support is a new support gem that causes supported skills to deal less damage, but makes them inflict much stronger shocks and grants them a higher chance
Alright,
to
so
shock.
just shock
Overcharge lets many different
gems.
lightning skills create powerful shocks.
Just a
Use
shock
this to take
leak.
advantage of Shock's large damage multiplier, or to activate Lightning Conduit and Galvanic
But I
Field.
don't think it's neat. I didn't see a lot of electricity.
As
I
Path
want to
of
say
Exile
lightning
expands,
bolts
we
and
often revisit previous
electricity.
leagues, reworking them so they stay
At
relevant
least you
and
guys know what I
engaging.
meant.
In Lake of Kalandra, we are targeting 3 such leagues: Arch Nemesis, Beyond, and Harvest. The larger context here is that we've been re-examining what role rare and magic monsters have in Path of Exile. The introduction of Arch Nemesis modifiers as the monster mod pool prompted quite a lot of discussion about how often you should encounter rare and magic monsters, how difficult they should be to kill, and how rewarding their death should be. Previously, League content made fights hard by spawning a lot of rare monsters.
Yep,
A
for
whole
sure.
lot. In some cases 6 to 8 times the normal rate of rare monsters.
Just ass. This leech.
Now that we have better mods available to make fights against rare monsters individually challenging, we have gone through the whole game and normalized the rate that rare monsters are spawned at.
Alright,
Some leagues
that's
take quite
neat
large
at
reductions in
least.
spawn rate. You won't encounter situations with dozens of rare monsters on screen at once anymore. Alongside this reduction of how many rare monsters you'll
It's
face,
actually
we've
a
improved their
headhunter
rewards
nerve.
and made sure that they scale with both difficulty of the encounter and any item rarity or quantity bonuses that you have. During the campaign, you'll only encounter 1 and 2 mod rare monsters. The 2 mod encounters are a bit harder and have better drops.
Okay.
In maps, you'll stop
That's pretty
encountering
nice.
1 mod rare monsters entirely, and will mostly encounter 2 and 3 mod rare monsters. It'll also be possible to encounter 4 mod rare monsters again. Not only are the innate item drop bonuses scaled up significantly on monsters with many mods, but
I feel like it's not
we've made
even
strategy
worth killing
encounters
them
rewarding in
out.
another way
If you
too.
want to be fast, just look at that.
About a third of the more powerful Arch Nemesis modifiers now use a special reward conversion system. For example, if you defeat a monster with a Corruptor mod, all of its drops become corrupted. The Solaris Touched mod converts all of its item drops to maps.
Okay. Alright, this could be
The
interesting.
Katava Touched mod will cause the rarity of its drops to be upgraded by 1 tier, so magic becomes
Okay.
rare, rare becomes unique, and so on.
Alright.
If you're lucky, you can find these conversion modifiers on both the 3rd and 4th mod of a rare monster. This causes them to stack together. So if you kill a 4 mod rare monster with both the Entangler and Katava Touched mods on it, its heavily juiced drops will also be converted to jewels with their rarity upgraded by a tier. Due to
It's
the
like
high
Arch
amount of
Nemesis
inherent
League.
item rarity that 4 mod rare monsters have, this may
Kill
result
it!
in several unique jewels dropping.
Wow, look at that.
This conversion system is fully compatible with your item rarity and quantity bonuses, as well as
Some of the
drop
builds
bonuses
they
from all
showcase
other
is always
Arch
so
Nemesis
funny.
mods. Going forward, we want to make sure that a lot more item reward mechanics scale with your character item bonuses. Get your Magic Find characters ready. As a result of this system, when you do encounter a rare monster with many Arch Nemesis mods, you are well rewarded for the difficult fight.
Ooh, that's a lot of loot.
We have also been listening to feedback about the Arch Nemesis mods.
But
that
I don't know
can
what their
support
filter
magic
is.
monsters. Too many of them had external visual clarity issues like on-death effects. We have toned these down on magic monsters so that more of them are stat-based bonuses that aren't so spammy.
Alright, that's neat.
Encounters that spawn a series of magic monsters now make sure to preserve the same Arch Nemesis modifiers between the monsters rather than rolling a different one for each monster. This will further help keep the game state understandable in hectic situations. Beyond was introduced in August 2014.
Alright, now let's look at the first
initially as
revamped
a hardcore
content
only
Beyond.
challenge league.
Oh no,
It's
it
8
was
years
Arch
old now and
Nemesis.
certainly
I mean, it
has
was
several issues.
already kind of in the game.
Firstly, the art. Have you ever really taken a close look at a Beyond demon? It is literally a bandit from Act 2, dunked in red paint. The second
That's
issue
kinda
is its
funny.
balance. The number of magic and rare monsters spawned is so much higher than the rest of the game, and whatever problems that resulted in before are magnified now that rare monsters are meant to be more difficult. Beyond also spawns way too many unique bosses, which causes its own set of issues.
Yeah,
In
sometimes
Lake of
Beyond is a
Kalandra,
little
we've
bit
given Beyond much
monka.
more than a fresh coat of paint. The Scourge have taken over the realm of the Beyond demons. The old bandit Beyond demons are gone. Summoning monsters from Beyond will now summon Scourge monsters and bosses.
Alright, I guess
We've
some people will love
completely
that.
rebalanced the rate that Beyond monsters and bosses spawn at, so that it's appropriate for modern Path of Exile. The new Beyond monsters can now occasionally drop the Scourge League's tainted currency items that allow you to modify corrupted items.
Okay, well that's what a lot of people will love.
We've also completely revamped how harvest crafting
Okay,
works.
now let's see the
Rather
harvest,
than
man.
being presented
Harvest
with a
balancing
selection of
is
crafting options that must be
hard.
used immediately. You now receive itemized tradable life force of the appropriate color.
Okay,
This life force can
interesting.
be used later, in your own time, at the hoarder crafting bench in your hideout. Its crafting
Okay.
options are now priced in terms of this itemized life force currency.
Alright.
Tier 4 bosses are now encountered much more frequently and can drop a key to fight a Shabi. She yields special life force which can be used for a specific set of crafts.
Okay, that's actually nice. I might actually do some harvest
We have
now.
rebalanced all harvest crafts for the new system and have removed a bunch of filler crafts and some ones with deterministic outcomes that were incredibly RNG gated before.
Do you know where
Some
items
crafts that provided
including
access to
cold
exclusive
modifier?
content, like the special offerings to the goddess, have been removed because these items can now be found in more appropriate locations elsewhere in the game.
Alright, that's really good.
The result of these changes is that when you complete a harvest, you aren't presented with 30 crafts, which must either be used immediately or unsafely traded to some player you found on a community Discord server.
That's, dude,
It
I
also
don't
means
know
that
how
every
many
bit of life
drama
force
has
you
been
receive
going
is
on
towards
because
a
of that.
craft you actually want to use on one of your items, when you're ready to use it. Your interaction with the Sacred Grove is now far simpler as well. Just enter, pick your plots, defeat the monsters, and get on with your mapping. Like with Arch Nemesis and beyond, we have also addressed the monster composition of Harvest's fights, so that it doesn't contain too many rare monster mods and so that it is of appropriate difficulty for its rewards. In addition, the rewards for Harvest now scale with map quantity and pack size, incentivizing you to juice your maps. Previously,
Okay,
the crafts
I
you
actually really
received
like
were not
this
scaled up
change.
at all if you played a harder map. Last week, we posted this expansion's character balance manifesto, which
Alright,
detailed the many
let's take a
changes we're
look.
making in Lake of Kalandra. There are
Balance.
plenty more changes, which we will include in the full patch notes that will be posted after this livestream. But on this stream, I'd like to talk about a few specific areas. Minion
I will post a
itemization,
link to the
Exalted and Divine Orbs,
patch
and the
notes.
Trickster Ascendancy class. Historically, minion builds have not been particularly reliant on the stats of their items. Most of the power of their minions came from their skill and support gems. This led to a few problems. Firstly, it gave them a bit of a free ride compared to most other character builds. And secondly, it meant that it was hard for minion players to actually specialize their character to be really, really good. We want to solve both of these problems in this expansion. Path of Exile is a game about items, and that means that you will now be strongly rewarded for finding items that make your minions better. It also means that, like with other builds, if you find good items, you'll be far more damaging and survivable than before. We
Alright,
described
well.
a variety of minion changes in last
I've
week's
never played a
character
minion
balance
build, so I don't
manifesto.
know how this will be
Today,
for
I want to
people
show
who
you the
play
new
minion
base
builds.
item types we have added to help your minion itemization. We've added a
Minions
new
have
ring-based
plus
type,
13%
the
of
bow and
all
ring.
elemental
This ring has
resistances.
implicit minion elemental resistances and can roll minion-related modifiers.
Alright, that's pretty cool. I actually like that.
We've added level 20 and 50 versions
Increased
of the
damage.
Convoking Wand, called the Calling Wand and
Critical
Covenant
strike
Wand,
chance.
respectively.
I actually really like
The
this.
Convoking Wand, these new base types
Personally.
can roll minion-related modifiers. Some new minion-related mods have been added to the pool available to these wands, and some existing mods have been adjusted or made more common. We have repurposed the bone-themed spirit shields so that they have minion damage implicit mods rather than spell damage, and can also roll
Ooh.
minion-related mods.
That's kind of sad. I mean, it makes sense
Alongside
lore-wise,
the
but I
stable of
mean,
existing unique items, there's now quite a lot more base type support for minion characters, and good mods on those base types can stack up to some pretty large bonuses for your minions. I also wanted to discuss two of the rarest currency items in Path of Exile, Divine Orbs and Exalted Orbs.
uh-oh.
These actually have the same drop rate, but Exalted Orbs are worth so much more in trade because there's no easy vendor recipe for them, and because they're consumed when you craft certain meta mods onto items.
Okay. What are
Out of
they
these two
going to do?
currency items, we would actually prefer the Divine Orb effect to be rarer, so that unique items with good rolls matter more, and so that players can
Okay.
exalt craft their items more frequently. We are making two changes that will impact this. Firstly,
fine with that.
we are
I will
changing
get
the cost of
way more
crafting
Divine
meta
Orbs.
mods so that they cost Divine Orbs rather than Exalted Orbs. Secondly, we are changing the 6-link vendor recipe to grant 20 orbs of fusing rather than a Divine Orb.
Ooh.
This change will result in Exalted Orbs being far more available for crafting, and Divine Orbs less available for re-rolling mods on items. It'll certainly be interesting to see what the de facto trade currency becomes next league.
That's going to be interesting. I like that. I like these changes.
Next, I'd like to talk
Ooh,
about the
okay,
Trickster
Trickster.
Ascendancy class.
Let's see what they're going to do.
We haven't been happy with the state of this Ascendancy class recently. While it used to be quite powerful, we moved its defining feature, Ghost Dance, onto the main passive skill tree. Since then, it has had a confused identity and hasn't met the power level of the other Ascendancy classes. In this expansion, we have reworked the Trickster with a focus on establishing thematically appropriate defenses and ways to manipulate speed. One step ahead allows the Trickster to manipulate time in an interesting way. Enemies are slower than normal and cannot have their action speed raised above this value, such as
That's
through an
kinda
acceleration
sick.
shrine. Conversely, the Trickster is faster by default and cannot have action speed lowered below this value, effectively making them immune to effects that lower action speeds such as freeze, chill, or temporal chains.
Oh, I want to play Trickster now, man. I hate when I'm like slowed.
Spellbreaker ties together spell suppression and energy shield in a powerful way. Spellbreaker grants some spell suppression
suppress
chance,
spell damage,
which is an
that's
effect
good.
that reduces damage taken from spells. The skill also starts your energy shield recharge half the time you suppress spells.
Okay.
Since Trickster characters tend to have a high evasion rating, you will be evading some hits and recharging on others, meaning that your energy shield recharge stays active most of the time.
That's pretty cool. I actually like
Spellbreaker
this.
also further improves defenses by reducing the damage you take from suppressed spells while on full energy shield. For those that want a different way to recover energy shield, the powerful Soul Drinker notable passive is no
Soul
longer
Drinker, 2%
exclusive
of
to
damage
forbidden
energy
jewels
shield.
from the
Oh my.
Hooper Searing Exarch in Eater of Worlds.
20% increase.
Trickster can now allocate this.
Okay, energy shield leech effects are not removed when energy shield is filled. Okay.
Polymath
that's
provides more bonus damage,
sick.
life, mana, and energy shield on kill for each different type of mastery you have allocated. It reinforces the idea of a Trickster being a jack of all trades, and will lead to interesting decisions when planning your passive tree, trying to fit in as many different types of masteries as possible.
Man, the Trickster looks so cool
Overall,
now.
the new Trickster is intended to be the Shadow's answer to the Champion, but faster. He should be an exciting option for players who want to get a lot of evasion, energy shield, and recovery out of their Ascendancy class while still being able to melt enemies. Alongside today's livestream, we're launching 2 new series of supporter packs,
okay.
the Knight and Rogue packs. Each tier contains the pack's
Let's see
full
what,
face
how
value
cool we
points
can
and
look.
several exclusive microtransactions. These packs are only available during the Kalandra League and will leave the store forever in 3 months. Every microtransaction you
Forever?
see is entirely cosmetic and does not affect your character's progression or power.
Ooh.
The Knight Pack series contains 6 exclusive microtransactions, including
That
the
looks
full
cool.
Knight Master armor set. The Aetheric Mana Flask releases a burst of mana upon activation, then draws in energy from the environment as your mana refills.
That looks pretty sick. But something you barely see.
The Hoarder's Stash is a stash skin that can be used in your hideout. As you place items in the stash, they hover above it until you're finished, before being sucked into storage.
That's pretty cool as well, actually.
This is the Nightmaster armor set. While wearing its helmet, your actions are periodically duplicated by an ethereal copy of yourself.
Okay, that looks sick. I kind of want to get this.
The Blood Scouring Cloak absorbs blood as you slay monsters. It tracks your kill streak and cleans itself off when the slaughter ends.
Oh, wow. That's
The Ring of
cool.
the Victor causes a podium to rise up underneath you when you are standing still, elevating you above other players.
Alright, is this the most expensive one? I don't even
The
know.
Warlord's Lieutenant Portal summons a warrior spirit who will greet you, cheer you on, and commend you on your actions.
Okay.
The
That's
Rogue Pack
cool.
series has 6 exclusive microtransactions, including
Alright,
the Rogue
the Rogue
Stalker
one.
armor set. The Beast of Burden Pit visually carries your items for you, becoming more laden with bags and packs the more full your inventory gets.
That's super fun. They're really upping their MTX game, and I love it. A Beast of
The
Burden.
Collector Serpent Shield covets the treasure you find. Whenever you pick up an item, the serpent darts out to grab it.
That's so cool. I love this.
This is the Rogue Stalker armor set. While wearing its gloves, critical
That looks
strikes cause
alright.
blades to appear and slice at your enemies.
It's definitely very roguelike because it's very dark and not flashy. So that is actually pretty cool in a way. Walks over on sand.
The Corpse Bloom footprints cause exotic plant growth in your wake.
That's
The plants especially
that's
love
meh.
corpses and will seek them out and grow in larger patches around them.
Like, it is cool, but at the same time, it's, you know, the kill streak one was just oof.
On the other hand, the Undertaker's amulet inters corpses for you, burying them and marking their location with gravestones.
I like that.
The unstable explosives back attachment is not for the faint of heart. As your
boy.
life gets lower and lower, it gets closer and closer to exploding.
Wait, if you die...
And when you die, your party members will certainly feel it. As I mentioned before, these
That's
packs
so
are
funny.
exclusive to the Kalandra League and will leave the store in 3 months.
Yeah, I really
Right
want to get
now
the
at
Knight set. The
PathofXL.com/purchase,
Knight set looks
and they directly
amazing.
fund the ongoing development of Path of Exile 2 and Path of Exile 1 expansions like Lake of Kalandra. In addition, the supporter packs introduced with a Sentinel expansion are leaving the store forever in 1 week. Now's your last chance to purchase them, and we greatly appreciate your support.
I didn't think they were that cool.
Speaking of things leaving the store, the Kyrix Vault Pass for Sentinel is only available for the next few days also, and will leave the store forever when the league ends. There's no penalty for purchasing the pass late in the league after you've wrapped up your map completion, so if you're pleased with where you got to in maps and Sentinel and want to lock in your unique skins, it's not too late to buy your pass. Next up, we've got the Q&A with Ziggy D.
Alright.
Once that ends, we'll post the full patch notes for Lake of Kalandra.
That was it.
Over the next week, our community team will post teasers for new and revamped unique items, upcoming quality of life improvements, and an announcement for the League launch race event. On launch weekend, we'll be running another set of Twitch drops, and expect to release the new Mystery Box and Kyrix Vault Pass in the days after launch. Thanks for joining us and checking out today's reveals. We can't wait to see you in...
Well, that was very interesting, and I really enjoyed this reveal. Some really cool stuff in there. So I hope you enjoyed it as well. Please make sure to check out Pen of Exile. Of course, you know, their website, their game. Really cool game. But I'm pretty sure if you're watching this video, you're already aware of what the game is. But anyways, this is the end of the video. I had a lot of fun. It was a cool leak. And yeah, I hope to see you in some of my live streams. And I hope you subscribe and leave a like and all that YouTube stuff. Well, till next time. Bye bye.